Hey you guys, so today I'm going to be doing kind of a fall look for you. A lot of people were requesting that on Twitter, and when you were requesting that, I was like down in Arizona in like 106-degree weather, and I was like, fall, as if not gonna happen. And then I came home and I was like, it is fall. So here we are. All right guys, let's do this. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start by doing my foundation, and I'm gonna be using this foundation from, I just don't know how to pronounce it, okay? And I'm not gonna try, I'm just gonna put it in the down bar. So anyways, it is in the shade 143. I'm just gonna take a couple pumps of that on the back of my hand. And then I'm gonna grab this brush, it's number 32 from the Samir Kuzami line. Also don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Man, my whiteness is really catching up with me today. So anyways, I'm just gonna apply that in downward strokes. Whoa, damn, all right. And then I'm gonna kind of buff it in circular motions, and then pat it on anywhere I need a little bit more coverage. Next, I'm going to be taking my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard, and I'm going to just apply that under my eyes. And then I'm going to be taking this little buffer brush. It's called the Chiseler. It's from Makeup Addiction Cosmetics. I use this brush all the time, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because it sheds like a motherfucker. I used to use their foundation brush all the time, and the brushes just literally, like, the hairs just came out of the ferrule. I was like, alright, I've never really seen that before. So as much as I like the shape of this, I wish that it was like of higher quality, because it's, every time I use it, there's like these really long hairs just like chilling that I need to take out. Anyways, I'm just going to pat that concealer under my eyes. And again, I always pat on my concealer and foundation and stuff like that when I want heavier coverage, because when you're wiping it, it's kind of moving that coverage all over the place, whereas when you're patting it, it's still blending it out, but it's keeping that coverage right where you want it, so that you're not kind of just getting it like wherever the fuck. So next for base, I'm just going to apply my eye primer. I'm using MAC Paint Pot and Soft Ochre, as I always do, and I'm just going to apply that with a large concealer brush all over my eyeball. I like to do this before I do my brows, because I feel like if I do it afterwards, I like have to be so careful about not getting it onto my freshly sculpted brow. And then what I typically do, oh, man, I need to get my brows on. This is brutal. So then what I typically do is I take an eyeshadow that matches my skin tone, and I just apply that all over the eyeshadow base we just laid down. I find it easier to do this so that when I go apply darker colors later, they blend out a little bit easier, rather than when you put them right on top of that sticky base, they're kind of like, sup, I'm just going to cling to this spot, and they don't really blend out as well, I find. Okay, so I haven't fully decided what I'm going to be doing yet, but I know that I want it to be kind of like dark and fallish, and yeah. So I'm going to start with Melt Cosmetics in Blur. It's just kind of like a nice crease color. It's like a peachy tone. And I'm going to be grabbing that on my Sigma E35 brush. And I'm just going to blend that into the crease. So then I'm just going to be taking Melt Cosmetics, ooh, what's that color called? Hold on. Ooh, Unseen. It looks like this. It's kind of just like a warm brown kind of color. And it's slightly darker than the other color we just used. And I'm going to be using a Zoeva 228 Luxe crease brush. And I'm just going to be bringing that first on the outer V, so coming right from the outer corner, extending down to the lash line, and then a little bit into the crease. We can bring that onto the lid a little bit too if we want, but only if you want. Don't feel pressured, girl. This is about you. And then I'm also going to, am I? Yes. I'm going to bring that into the inner kind of crease as well. I'm just basically keeping the dark color right off the very inner corner there, because we want to highlight there probably. And then we can just bring that right across our crease. But we're keeping the center of the lid light there. So next I'm going to be taking Anastasia's Deep Plum, which is, it's a deep plum, man. I don't know how much more I can break down for you. And I'm going to do something with that. So we're just going to figure out what. I'm going to take this little brush. Where's this from? Who knows? It looks like a little baby pencil or something, and I'm just going to take that on this little brush, and I'm going to apply it kind of in my inner corner creaser, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the outer corner, but I'm not going to have them touching, and then I'll drag it down, creating a V shape as well. So it just looks like that. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is take this Zoeva 231 Petite Crease Brush, and I'm just going to start to gently blend those out. I'm just using little circular motions right over where I applied the product as opposed to like windshield wiper motions all over my eye. That's just going to keep the color placement where we placed it. Same thing on the outer corner there. And you can kind of start to blend them together if you want. I didn't want them touching because I didn't want it to be like a solid harsh line all the way across like a cut crease. I want it to just be like darker inner corner, darker outer corner. But if you do kind of blend them together just lightly, that's fine. I mean, really, you just do whatever you want, man. It's up to you. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit more of I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that color on my brush here. And I'm just going to be blending it away. And then you can grab a bigger brush if you want and just kind of blend over the entire thing to get rid of any harsh edges. So now I'm just going to take this eyeliner from Tarte called Golden Tiger's Eye. Excellent name, Tarte. It's just like the same kind of deep plum color that we were using for our outer corner there. And I'm just going to, oh god, I'm going to apply that all along my waterline and into the inner corner. And then underneath the eye as well, and it's okay if it's messy. Making sure you really get in between those lashes there because you don't want any like weird white gaps. Ooh, damn, I like that color. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Real Techniques shading brush, and I'm just going to kind of buff that out as I please. And it's going to kind of buff up into that outer corner there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over top of that with Makeup Geek's Showtime and a Smith 230 brush. If you guys haven't used this Smith cosmetic brushes yet, you need to. It's like an absolute must, and that's just real talk. So anyways, I'm just going to go over top of that. Actually, I'm going to just bring that all over the place is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring that into the outer corner as well. Oh my god, what a beautiful color. Sometimes you just like don't use products for a while and then when you use them again you're like, wow, this is majestic as hell, and that's what just took place. So anyways, yeah, I just decided to bring that up into that outer corner there, and I made it a little bit messy, so I'm just going to try and pretend that that didn't happen. Dang! I really like that color a lot. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Dolce Vita palette. And I'm going to be using just this kind of like, oh god, bronzy color right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray a little kind of small lip brush with Fix Plus from MAC. And just get a little bit moist. And then I'm going to grab that bronzy coppery color and I'm going to take it from the inner corner here. Just onto the lid a little bit. Really packing that on. I just want some nice kind of like bronze shimmer going on here. And then I'm going to take it from the outer corner as well, basically just staying within the lines of that kind of deep plum color. And then I'm just going to kind of make a little bridge of copper here. And I'm just going to connect them underneath my crease color. And then I'm just going to take that highlight shade, which is just like a pretty standard kind of like shimmery champagne highlight shade, and I'm just going to apply that to my center of my lid. Just kind of patting it over that copper color to blend it. I'm just going to pop on some Lashes mascara and I'll show you guys the finished look. So this is the final look. So that is everything, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something cool today. Let me know what you'd like to see next in the comments below and I will get back to you. Alright, peace out.